Hey, everybody, what's up? What's up? Anthony Morrison here, and I want to welcome all of you to tonight's Success Connection. If you're excited to be here, just give me a big yes in the chat box. And of course, it would be phenomenal if you don't mind, if you're in our Facebook group, if you just go and let everybody know that we are live and ready to rock and roll tonight on the Success Connection. So it'd be awesome if you just let everybody know that inside of the Facebook group. Just make a post, say we're live. I will flip my webcam on here and hopefully you guys can see me. And it looks like technology has worked once again. So I want to welcome all of you here. We've got some great stuff to go over tonight. Some really cool stuff. If you're brand new, it's a great time to get started with us. A great time to be here, and we're excited to have you. First, obviously, want to take a second to say, we are our thoughts, prayers, wishes, energy, vibes, everything with all of you as we go through this crazy time in our world with this pandemic and this COVID stuff. And it doesn't matter if you're a believer in it or not, or if you're a mask wearer or not. The reality is there are people, hundreds of thousands of people that have lost their lives from it. And we recognize that, and each and every night that I have the opportunity to be here with you guys and to share a message with you, I always want you to know that your families and your friends and your lives, everything, it's always on my mind, and I'm aware of it. I'm aware that the world around us isn't as pleasant as it was, just a mere 6 months ago. And so hopefully we can carve some time out of your week and give you something that will be exciting, something that will be empowering, and something that will help you to grow as an entrepreneur and to have even more success. Okay. Obviously, for those of you that are brand new, I want to welcome you here. Thank you for being here, and just want to kind of set the stage. The Success Connection is not a furthering training from anything else you may have. So if you're a partner with Anthony's student, or it doesn't matter, any of our courses, right? This is not a continued education of those courses. This is a standalone thing. The Success Connection we started about 6 years ago, and it's honestly been built specifically to build businesses for you and with you, right? It was kind of interesting. I had a business partner of mine asking me the other day, how are you still doing this after 6 years? Like, how are you still teaching? How are you still every Thursday night? And I'm like, man, it's a way of life. You know what I mean? It's a commitment. And I made that commitment 6 years ago. And I'm so glad for those of you that are new that you're here and that you have this opportunity to get free businesses from me and for us to work together as a community. It's not really done for you type stuff. It's done with you. And I think that is what makes it so powerful and so awesome tonight. And of course, if you've been here for the last 6 years, thank you for being here. I appreciate your support, your commitment, and I'm always thankful and humbled by the number of people that get on here every week and listen to what I have to say. So thank you all so very much. I wanted to talk to you about what we're going to do tonight. Okay, so you guys know we've been building an auto webinar business. We've started the process of building an auto webinar business, and you can see right here that last week we make sure this all looks good. Yep, last week we gave you, looked like it got muted. We gave you the opt-in page and basically the registration page for your new auto webinar business, okay? And we kind of defined what the elements of a registration page really are. And we also had spent some time going over really what an auto webinar funnel is, okay? And I'm gonna show you one of these tonight. You're gonna see it live working, and it's pretty incredible stuff. So an auto webinar funnel, it's a little bit different than what you probably are used to when it comes to funnels, right? A lot of times we see funnels and we think opt-in page, sales page, thank you page, things like that, right? Very basic stuff. Just give me your email address type thing. Auto webinars operate a little differently. If you look at the screen, everything in the green, okay, so everything in these green brackets, maybe I can draw in here, let's see. Everything in these green brackets that I'm now drawing black lines in, this is all built and run like a regular, almost like a regular funnel, okay? It's built in ClickFunnels. It's an opt-in page, it's a thank you page, but everything that happens after that, it's all in a different piece of software, okay? It's all in a different software, and that software runs what we call automated webinars. And I'm gonna actually show you real quick what that looks like, because I feel like if I show you this, maybe it will give you a better understanding of what I'm talking about. So I want to show you what auto webinar looks like. Okay, so this is one of our registration pages for automated webinars. This was for our Instagram Mastery course. Okay, so automated webinar for Instagram Mastery seems pretty simple, right? The page is pretty simple. There's not a whole lot to this page, okay? Not a ton. Now, when you click this registration button here, you'll notice that we get a little pop-up, okay? And this little pop-up, you can obviously input your email address into. So I'm gonna input my email address into here real quick. All right. And then, so you'll see like my email address in the box, okay? And then you click the continue button. When you click the continue button, okay, what it starts to do is it starts to give you different options, okay? Different options for the actual webinar time, all right? Now, what we did was earlier today, we were testing this. I wanted to build this page. So earlier, I was basically building this stuff earlier today. And you'll notice that it says select the date and time for your training. So it's going to give you, and this is in beta, so obviously these time frames will have passed, but you'll basically be able to tell it what the schedule is, okay? In other words, you could say have a webinar every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. You could say have a webinar every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Or you could say have a webinar every Wednesday at 3 o'clock, every Tuesday at 6 o'clock, or let people join a webinar that's already in progress right now, right? So do you see the options? Does everybody see those options? Just say yes. Okay. Now, these will always update when they're live, okay? When we're doing beta testing, we don't want the time to keep changing because it makes it impossible for us to test all the elements. Hopefully that makes sense. So we were doing a lot of testing today. But when you do this and it's live, if this time frame has passed, like this has passed, obviously, well, what would happen is it would only show the next available time, okay? So it's intuitive, it's smart. It knows show the next 3 available sessions or 4 or 5. You can choose all these options. So you get to choose what's going to show up here. But let's just pick this one, okay? Because what it's going to do on the thank you page, all right, is it's going to start counting down, okay, to this time. It's going to basically count down to the time that this webinar will start. So remember, our internal clock in the software right now is set for like, I don't know, probably 2:40 or something like that, something really crazy. So it's set to stay at the same time so that we can continuously test this, all right? If we were to move forward, then obviously some of these things would change. So for instance, watch this. If I were to, let's see, what if I were to just back out of this and re-register? Let's see. All right, so we've got this pulled up. Now watch what happens when we press the continue button, okay? All right, so we want to say, all right, we want to continue. All right, now look what it does. It asks you for your name and your phone number, all right? we've built the multi-step process into this. So that in other words, you get the email address, that way you have the lead, right? Then you tell them to pick the time that they want to do the webinar. That way you know what time the event should start. Then you start putting in your basically other information, right? Your name. So I'm just going to put Anthony Morrison, and we're going to leave my cell phone number out for now. All right, so check this out. All right, now again, we're in beta, so some of these things are not going to update for you, but check this out. You go to a thank you page and check this. Look, it's going to give you, usually you put a little video here that tells people what it's for, basically why it would be that they need to get on the webinar. But check this out. This little piece over here, this will always, okay, it will always update with the next webinar link that you have. So for instance, when somebody comes here, if the webinar is not until Wednesday at 8 o'clock, they won't be able to join the webinar when they click the join webinar button or when they go to this link, okay? They won't be able to join. In fact, it will usually have a countdown timer right here that's counting down until that webinar time is going to happen. Does that make sense to everybody? Remember, in order to do this in beta and in order for you to see all these things, I have to kind of freeze the clock, if you will. So that's what we did this afternoon inside of the software, so that you wouldn't be seeing weird stuff, or we would be able to get into the webinar and things, right? But usually, okay, like in a live environment where this is truly happening, you would be able to click this join webinar button and it'll say your webinar event starts at whatever time on whatever day. So people have this page right here, this little widget, okay, this thing right here, we build inside of the auto webinar software. Does that make sense to everybody? Just say yes. Okay, so you have elements that happen on these pages, all right? And that's what I really wanted to focus on. Let me pull this up. Focusing on that your opt-in page, as you can see, it asks for your email address. Then it asks for the date and the time, the event that you want to join. Then it asks for your name and your phone number. There's a reason that we do it that way. And it's because a lot of times, if you just show people the date and the time of the webinar, how many of you feel like there's probably people that will not register because they'll say, oh my gosh, I can't make that date and time? Yes? Okay. Here's the thing. If you get their email address first and they back out and they never select a date, they never select a time, guess what will happen? Instantly, our software will know, and it will send them an email and say, hey, I'm sorry that you missed the webinar today. Maybe one of these other times would work for you. And it sends them the opportunity to choose a different date and time. So you're still getting the lead, right? So this page right here is really designed to get people registered for the webinar, but ancillarily, like secondarily, we want to get leads. Does that make sense to everybody? Just say yes. Okay, very, very good. Now I'm going to see, and I can't make any guarantees because we are in beta, but I'm going to see what happens when I click the join the webinar button here, because technically most of the time it would launch the webinar. So let's just see what happens when we click this. Okay, you'll notice it pops up and it says, do you want to join the webinar? Just like GoToWebinar does, right? Now watch this. And hopefully it's going to be loud, so I'm going to have to cut it off right after I do it, right? But once it loads, look at this. It's loading software, just like GoToWebinar, just like what we're on, all right? And it's going to probably go a little bit slower because I'm on GoToWebinar. But look at this. It's got the webinar going, and do you see how it's in the middle of the webinar? Like, listen.
New opportunities. We have to lean into things that
it's in the middle of the webinar because we already knew that, like, the software knew that I just registered for a time in the past, right? Because again, I got the time frozen. So for instance, it starts going on and on and on. The webinar is running. Look, it's a webinar room. You can do chat just like you can in GoToWebinar. You can do Q&A. You can see the hosts. You can see all the people attending right now. So I'm going to close this down. Okay, so how many of you see how that operated just like, or very similar to what we're doing right now? It downloads the software, it launches. The only difference is it's not live, but it feels live, and it's in that live environment, right? It's in that downloaded software. Well, how did we accomplish that, right? Well, we used specific software to accomplish it, okay? And that software is something that we're going to talk about and we're going to share with you either next week or the next, right? But what I want to do is I want to dial in, okay, your funnels, because the funnel is what got me onto that webinar. Now, remember I told you, and if you haven't been here in the last couple of weeks, glad you made it here tonight, automated webinars look live and they feel live. How many of you felt like when we clicked that button, since we were late to join the webinar, all of a sudden it was automatically on through the webinar some? It knows who you are, what time you registered for, how late you are for the webinar, and it starts the video, okay, at some date in the future or some time in the future, so that it doesn't feel like if somebody shows up to your webinar 30 minutes late, it's not just starting, it's 30 minutes into the presentation, okay? So it looks live and it feels live. It builds rapport. Live webinars build rapport, but you can't always be live, right? And sometimes it's really hard to do live presentations. And trust me, I know. I'm on like 6 years times 52, over 300 of these. It's hard to do that, right? So again, this automated webinar where everything is kind of dialed in, really, really awesome, helps build rapport, holds attention, okay? Keeping somebody's attention is very hard online, especially when you're watching videos, because we're all used to bouncing around all over the place when it comes to videos, right? This allows you to make it feel like it's a live environment. It's going to hold attention better. It allows you to overcome objections, because when you're doing webinars, you're usually getting feedback, right? And you can add that. I'm sure you guys saw where I had said that Q&A in there. There's a little tab for Q&A, and each of your webinar events that you run, you can put Q&A in there. So you can help to overcome some of these objections that people might have by inserting Q&A. And then you can sell higher ticket products. Now, what we're building for you in your automated webinar funnel right here, what we're building for you is the ability to sell the Partner with Anthony Elite program, okay? Elite is a opportunity that we have never released before, but that we are going to release, and we're going to release it with you guys and let you sell it, whereby you make more money, right? My whole goal is to help you all have more earning opportunities. I can never guarantee you're going to make money. I can never guarantee you're going to get rich. I'm not that type of person. I wouldn't do that kind of stuff anyway. But what I can do is guarantee you that I'm going to give you as many opportunities as I can come up with to make more money, right? And so we're creating an entire Partner with Anthony Elite program, okay, that will allow you to sell it through an automated webinar, which I'm going to do for you and I'm going to give to you, okay? And in the process, I'm going to teach you how to do it for yourself. And remember, I told you the Success Connection is not all about done for you. Sure, we do a lot of stuff for you, but it's about done with you as well, okay? Done with you. I want you to be able to do these things for yourself so that you can do really well for many years to come. I mean, listen, let's just be raw, right? Because that's the way I am on these webinars. I got nothing to win, nothing to lose, because I'm not here to sell anything. So I'm just me, right? I have asthma. Like, I could die. I mean, this COVID stuff, it worries me. Like, I rarely will ever admit that I'm scared of much of anything, but I'm scared. Like, my wife has a yoga studio, and one of her yoga teachers just tested positive for it. Luckily, Alexa hasn't been there, but I feel the strain, like the small business owner, like she needs to keep her business open or it's just going to fall apart. But in doing that, people are getting sick, and that's one step closer to home for me. And I've always told people, I've always told you guys, if you've been here for 6 years, I've always told you, like, I always think about, if I do too much for people, they become too dependent on me. And then what happens if I can no longer do, right? And I'm guilty of this in many, many ways, right? For many people. And so I've always taken the approach on this to try to do a lot for you, build a lot for you, give you an awful lot, but also encourage you, inspire you, push you to do it for yourself too, so that you can learn how to do it, right? Because should I get COVID? Should I pass away? It would suck if I've got thousands of people around the world that can no longer operate and run a business because you've been solely dependent on me to do everything for you, right? And so I want for you to learn how to do this stuff for yourself. And that's why I offer these contests, like the one I did last week, where I said, hey, if you build out this registration page, I'm gonna buy 5 of these tonight for $100 a piece, and then I'm gonna give them to our whole community, right? So I'm doing that not because I just want to spend $500 every week, but because I want to inspire you to actually do what I'm teaching, right? Because the more you do it, the more you'll truly learn it, understand it, and be able to do it and replicate that again and again and again and again. And that's the key to having control over your success, control over what path you take, control over how much money you make, control over whether or not you win or fail, right? I want you to have control, because look, when people ask you if you had a genie in a bottle, right? What would they say? I grant you one wish, and they say, what would that wish be? What would you wish for? Many people say, I would wish for all the money in the world, right? And say, I want all the money in the world. I know some people would wish for health and eternal health and all that. But to those of you that wish for all the money in the world, what are you really wishing for? What does money really give you? Think about it. What does it really give you? It gives you control. Control. You want a new car? You can buy it because you have the control. You want to go on a vacation? You can do it because you have the control. You want to help somebody who's in need? You can do it because you have the money, which means you have the control, right? Ultimately, what we really want out of life is control, because control allows us to almost dictate where we're going and what we're going to do, and we're never dictated to, right? And so I want you to have control over your business. I don't want it to be only Anthony can help me, right? I want you to be able to control your destiny. And that's the reason why I do these webinars. And that's the reason why I'm here tonight. That's the reason why I'm here every night, right? Is to help you do just that, okay? So now that I'm off of my little rant, the opt-in page, the registration page, you saw my version of it that we use. Now, we built you a version, okay? Let's see, where did it go? Here we go. We built you a version of the opt-in page. It's right here, and it looks really good. This was the version of the opt-in page that we built for you guys. We gave it to you last week. Somewhere in here, there we go. Down here like this, just so you guys can see, boom, your opt-in page, download now. We gave you this. If you're a new student, worry not. I'm gonna show you how to get to this page in just a minute, so just calm down. I'm gonna get you there, but I wanted you to see that we did give you this, okay? We gave you this opt-in page. Now, tonight, I'm going to give you the thank you page, okay? But first things first, I ran a contest. So if we were looking at my whiteboard and we were looking at it's what we're supposed to do next week, I said I was going to buy 5 of these registration pages from you, and I was going to go over them. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Is I had you guys build registration pages, and I'm getting ready to buy 5 of them. First one that I looked at that I really liked. I liked this one, and I took notes because sometimes it's so hard, it's so very hard to get, hold on one second. Let's see. All right. Sorry, we would make sure that my wife can get out of the house. She is taking our little puppy over to Adrian and Casey's house for a little while tonight. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, this page, I took notes. Let me see where it is. All right, so I took some notes here on who these pages belong to, because it's so hard when I'm combing through all of these to really get it all right. So this page right here is Federico Me. I think that's Federico May, maybe M-E-I. So Federico, we're gonna buy your page. The reason that I bought this page is if you refresh this, it's got my YouTube video in here. I liked the fact that it was just a little bit different. I haven't actually seen a page that looks much like this in the past. The only thing I would suggest when you get this page is change the background. The flowers don't really make a whole lot of sense. I would either just do like a black background or something, a picture of marketing or something like that. But the lime green and stuff, it's rare. I don't know if this will convert great or not, but I like the element to it. And so I said, hey, I'll buy this. I'll give this a shot. So Federico, $100 coming your way. All right. Let's see. The second one that I looked at, this was from Mike C. All right. So what Mike did was, it's very interesting. Mike used a GIF creator, I'm sure, and made a little creator of me talking right here. Remember, in this particular exercise, this business we're building, you are going to be driving people to an automated webinar that I'm doing for you. So it's going to be me on the webinar, okay? So I'm doing it for you, and it's basically acting as if it's yours because you're collecting all the leads, you're collecting all the data, like it's your automated webinar. Each of you will have your own, okay? So what that means is I have no control over it. It truly is yours. I'm just letting you use my assets to make you money, right? Like ultimately that's what's happening. So I like this because this little GIF that's showing up here really is nice, right? The only thing I would do is I would probably have done better spacing on this right here. This reserve your spot today, limited time act now. I probably would have made that compacted a little more. But I thought this looked good. And so we're going to integrate the automated webinar sessions into this page as well. And all of you are going to get this page completely free for your automated webinars, okay? Third one that I thought was good. I liked this. Frank Russman did this. Frank, I thought this was a great job. And this is such a good example to all of you that are watching. Listen to me. I told you last week that I think one of the best things that you could do is to be raw, honest, and transparent with people about who you are and why this webinar is happening. Frank literally says, watch this exclusive training webinar, get the 3 key secrets Anthony taught me to build my profitable affiliate business online. And then it says, Frank Russman, online entrepreneur, partner with Anthony's student. Here's the thing. If people know that they are joining a webinar that a student invited them to, sometimes that's better than believing I invited them. Like for instance, over here, right? This just looks like I'm inviting you to my webinar. This clearly shows Frank, not me. I'm not even on here, right? So this is a totally different approach. I love that element to it, right? The personal element of I'm a student, but we're hosting this webinar and I want to share with you how this works and how Anthony did this and how I'm doing this, right? So when you get this page, all you've got to do is change out this image to your image. Please do not use Frank's image. Just change out this image to a picture of you, and all of a sudden, boom, you've got a great branded page that works for you, okay? Another one that did this is Jody White. And Jody always does this. She brands things for herself or shows that she's for herself. Now, Jody used 2 different approaches here, and that's the reason why, Jody, I'd like to buy this page. And of course, Frank, I'm gonna buy yours as well. I liked what Jody did. Up here, she said, Anthony Morrison presents, these are my 3 secrets to super affiliate success. It shows a picture of me, which she probably grabbed off the internet, right? Still has the registration link, okay, which is key. Still shows you kind of what you're going to learn, okay? These are all important elements. Remember, we went over the elements, okay, for a registration page last week. These are the things registration pages should have. Like, you shouldn't have a page that doesn't have these things, right? And so it's super important that you go back in the notes. Like, we send you the notes. We'll send you the notes tomorrow. The notes are inside of your Morrison Education account, and every single week we give you the notes for this, okay? Go and download those notes and keep them, okay? There's gold in this, right? This is years of experience of this stuff that I'm just handing to you completely free, by the way. So please make use of it, right? All right, so all these elements, Jody has all the elements on here, but what I really like is that she also added her personal brand to it, not because, not because Jody's trying to be like the #1 brand. It's because what I like about it is, again, Jody's saying, hey, go learn from this guy, okay? I learned from him too, and here's a little information on me and a little information on why I think you should do this. So this just visually shows kind of what Frank was saying over here. He said, I'm a partner with Anthony's student. Get the 3 keys Anthony taught me. He's saying, I've learned from Anthony, register for this webinar and you'll learn what I've learned, right? But you don't see me on there. With this one, you see me on there, plus you still see the student, right? So that's the reason why I want to buy this one. You're getting different versions. This one kind of doesn't have a whole lot of anything. It's just got a video of who I am right here, okay? And that's pretty much it. It's just a really cool page, looks different, may not convert, may convert, I really don't know. This one, definitely branded to me, right? Because of this video, everything about me in this video. This one kind of branded more towards a student. This one, a little bit of both, right? So I'm trying to buy pages for you guys that are gonna give you the best chance to succeed and to test all different ways, right? Then we've got this one. Okay, Bill made this one, all right? There's Bill down there. And Bill kind of did the same thing Jody did. Why should you register for this webinar, right? 3 secrets used to grow a highly profitable affiliate business. It's got the times, all right? I think he probably just obviously put a time on there, right? But you'll be able to, with the widget that we give you, it'll display the times there. So it'll be super simple, okay? Then what you've got is a little more information on me, right? What you'll learn from the presentation. So those are the 3 things that you're gonna learn. And then, like I said, it kind of shows that Bill is the one bringing this to you, right? It's not necessarily me that's bringing it to you, it's Bill. So Bill is edifying me, saying, go learn from Anthony, right? Again, kind of like what Jody did. So I like this, I'm gonna buy this. Then there's this one, okay? This was Mike Mayer. So Mike Mayer built this one. And I just like the design of this. You've got me in the background speaking, which is indicative of doing a live event. This is a good image. Actually, this image has always worked really, really well for us and always converted really, really well for us. Save my spot. The button is really big. It's above the fold. I really, really like that. He's kind of got his dates and times. So this you would edit to say the dates and times you plan to have, allow your webinars to happen. Then it says, meet your host. It's got a good picture of me, some information about me, stuff that you're gonna learn. And then it says, don't buy another course before you watch this. See why inside, click here to register. It's another call to action. I thought this was good. So I'm gonna buy this. So I actually said I was gonna buy 5 pages, but I'm buying 6 pages from you guys tonight. I just saw 6 that I like. So I'm gonna spend $600 tonight on Federico, Mike, Frank, Jody, Bill, and Mike. So 2 Mikes. All of you, I'm gonna purchase these pages, and guess what? Everybody that's on here right now, when you come back next Thursday, I'm gonna give you all of these pages completely free. So you get all these pages, cost you nothing. You'll click a link, boom, you'll have them all. Now, I did go through a lot of others. So I'm gonna take a couple of seconds to show you what not to do, okay? Not a good idea to have 5 or 6 different colors on a page. Look at this. We have green, we have blue, we have red, we have yellow, we have white, we have black. Too much. This is too much going on. And then as you can see, this background image, you can't really see it because it's not the right size, right? That's the reason why I didn't buy this. Again, no hate. I'm not even saying anybody's name. I don't know who made this page. I would never call you out and say I don't like your page or anything. I'm just trying to give you constructive feedback so you can do this for yourself and do it successfully, okay? So please don't take anything I say personally about these pages. I love you all. I want you all to crush it. I want you all to be successful. I want you all to make a ton of money. I'm willing to invest my money in helping you, but I gotta also be honest with you, right? Because that's how you learn, okay? There's this one. The reason that I did not buy this one is it doesn't look enough like a webinar is about to happen. Like there's a timer down here, but a button up here. And then there's everything you're gonna learn, but it's a bunch of ebook, like everything you're gonna learn, but this is an ebook, and then that's an ebook, and then this is just an image taken. It just didn't make sense, right? And I don't think that that this will convert very well, right? It's not formatted in the way that I asked you to format it. Remember, have all of these elements on the page in order for it to convert well, okay? So that's the reason why I didn't buy this one. For this one, kind of too much going on. Webinar registration pages are usually really simple. You just want to get somebody to register. With this, it's kind of like the arrow, there's an arrow pointing here, but then I see these arrows and this arrow, and I get it. I get what you're trying to do. Frustration and the secret to fixing it, right? But there's so many colors. This color on top of this background, but then this background. It was just a little bit, there might be a cleaner way to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish here, where maybe if all of these were in this dark blue and not overlapping into this, because like, see, you can barely read that unless I highlight it. Always look at what you're trying to show people and what you want them to focus on, right? And when you have a lot of stuff overlapping like this, sometimes it takes people's attention away, all right? For this one, I actually really like this. The only thing that I don't like about this is the fact that, well, other than the fact that I've just never seen a registration page with blue and yellow crush it, right? It's this techie stuff on the background. Look, less is more 9 times out of 10, okay? So don't put these backgrounds on these pages that have like computers and gadgets and stuff like that. Just do a solid blue background. Like the blue is amazing color, right? Like just take this blue right here and make this whole thing that color and just make it a plain, focus on the words. Don't focus on all these little things back here, right? So that would be my advice on that one. This one, kind of the same thing. I think that for this, I just have a hard time seeing or feeling like I'm registering for a webinar. This says, watch a free training, right? But I'm just not seeing like anything that makes me feel like I'm about to register for a webinar. I think this is a really cool idea with the red carpet, but just so much text and then like these keys just kind of floating, you know, kind of feel out of place. Stay away from like clip art, right? Like just images that aren't really necessary, I guess, if that makes sense. Again, cool idea, good direction, just not necessarily something that I would suggest doing out of the gate, right? And I think I have one more. There's this one. I actually don't dislike this one at all. I think, again, for me, it's just more of a color thing. There's so many, like the blues, this color blue, that color blue, this purple or bluish color. But this is actually not a bad page at all. I think, again, just so like this color, then this color, then this color, then that color. It's just so many colors, right? Simplicity is really key for these types of things, right? I mean, look at how simple these pages are in terms of just color, right? Like everything is really kind of the same, right? Like just a couple of different colors. So tonight, I'm going to be buying all of these from you, okay? Okay, so all of you are going to be getting, well, I'm going to buy these. Okay, hold on one second. All right, I'm going to be buying these pages, okay, and giving them to all of you, all right, in next Thursday's training. Now, what that means is, I'm sorry, my wife is breaking my train of thought. So don't say anything mean to her in the Facebook group, but she is texting me while I'm live, and she knows that I'm going to check it if she texts me. But at the same time, I'm live. So I'm like trying not to read all of her texts, but honey, if you end up watching this, I love you. So she'll watch my replays sometimes. All right, now let's take a look at this. We talked about how the very next step in the funnel needs to be the thank you page, okay? So tonight, I just bought 6 new registration pages, plus I already gave you one. Tonight, you'll be able to download this one again, okay? Next week, you'll be able to download all 6 of the registration pages I just bought tonight. We also need to have you a thank you page, okay? Now, I showed you what the thank you page looks like, right? Already. There was, let's see, we'll go over here. And it's gonna look a little wonky, okay? Because again, I'm not registered, but this is kind of what your thank you page should look like, okay? Very basic, not a lot on it, because what you really want is people to focus on this over here, okay? This whole register for the webinar piece. That's, or not register, join the webinar piece, right? That's what you really want people to focus on. So in doing that, let's see, I have built you a thank you page, okay? And this thank you page looks like this. Now, this is a template, okay? I want to stress that. This is a template for the thank you page. The piece over here, in other words, the piece that you're missing, let's see, where'd it go? This piece. Don't worry about that piece. That piece comes from the webinar software. It'll automatically put it on the page for you, okay? So what you're really designing and what we really built was kind of the left side of the page, right? So we built you something that matches this, right? So let's just move this up here. Somebody registers from here, they end up on this page. Do you see how these 2 pages match, right? The backgrounds, the colors, that kind of stuff, they match. So what we want to talk about is the elements that you want to put on your thank you page. And we'll do that really quickly because I know we have about 10 to 15, well, a little under 15 minutes left. But I want to talk to you about the elements to your thank you page. All right, so I'm going to pull this up like this. All right, so let's talk about elements on thank you page, okay? Because as you know, I'm gonna challenge you guys to build your own thank you page for next week, and then I'm gonna buy some, okay? So look, on your thank you page, you're always going to have what we call the event widget, okay? The event widget, that's the piece that I showed you that has the link and the button and all that stuff in it, okay? We do that for you, or any software that you use to run an automatic webinar does that for you. So this is done by auto webinar software, okay? So you just place it on the page. So you don't have to design that, all right? So usually you have a simple header, okay? And then over here, usually you'll put a video, and then you'll put like next steps, okay? And you put 1, 2, 3, accept, all right? Usually the first step is make sure you attend, okay? That's usually the first step. And the second step is don't get on via mobile, okay? So we always ask people not to get on a mobile device. And the reason for that is the statistics show us that people that join automated webinars on mobile phones buy at a massively lower rate. So what we try to tell people is, if there's some time between now and when your webinar starts, please join it on a desktop computer for the best experience, right? That's what we usually do. And then number 3 is we always tell them to check your email, right? Because we're going to send them some kind of link, some kind of information about the webinar, some kind of pre-logging on email, if you will, right? We always have next steps. So you'll find that on your thank you pages, and if you look, this is basically kind of what we did. We have the header here, which is what I just told you about. We have the video here, and then we have the place over here for you to put the next steps, right? So this is a template base, okay? And that's mainly because everybody's gonna have something that looks a little bit different. So this is a templated base that we're gonna give you. We're gonna build this out and put my video on it and all that together as well, so you have one that's completed. But you need to have a template to go on so that tonight you can do your homework, which is build your own, right? And then of course we'll buy them from you next week. So super, super important that you have this and you understand this. The elements in a thank you page are so simple. So I want you to understand this. You do not want to go overboard, because what you really want people focused on, guys, is this right here. You want them focused on this widget that's letting them join the webinar. If anything else, you want them to look at the next steps. The goal of the video, the goal is to tell them the next steps, okay, in case they don't read, and then tell them to join the damn webinar, right? It's pretty simple. Like, people they get so blown out of proportion with this. They're like, I want to talk for 45 minutes. No, just join the webinar, right? It just trips me out because I teach this so often and so much, and I have so many people that we've taught that do really, really well with automatic webinars. The problem is when they get on these thank you pages, they want to write books of information, and that is not what you want to do. You want people to go to the webinar, right? Click the link and go to that webinar. That's all you want them to do, okay? So super, super, super important. Now, tonight, I am giving you this page right here, okay? You get this page completely free. Isn't gonna cost you anything, okay? You also will already get this. If you're new, you'll get this page tonight completely free, okay? You'll be able to download both of those pages right here, where it says, get your opt-in page and your thank you page, download now. We'll give you the link for this in just a second. All right, now, I am going to challenge you guys, okay, for next week. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a challenge, and it's gonna be a bigger challenge than you probably thought. All right, so next week, number one, I want you to build your own thank you page. And then I want you to, I want you to post it in the Facebook group, like we always do. And you have to tag it, hashtag Anthony Look. And at that point, I'll buy 5 pages at $25 each, because let's be honest, there's not a whole lot that you have to do to build these pages, right? So $100 for these pages would be a little bit ridiculous, right? Number two, I want you to build your own registration pages. We're going to do this again. We're going to do the registration page contest again, okay? I want you to post it in the group, because now we've kind of reviewed some, okay? So I want you to post in the group, and then I want you to make sure to tag it Anthony Look, and I'll buy 5 pages at $100 each. So next week, there's massive opportunity for you to build the front end and the back end page, build the registration page and the thank you page, okay? Because if you look, basically what we've done this week is we've done exactly what I said we were gonna do. I've given you the 5 registration, well, I bought 5 registration pages. I've given you the thank you page, which kind of gets us through week 2, okay, of this platform and this software, okay? Next week, I'm gonna give you the thank you pages, okay? Or we're gonna buy some thank you pages. I'm gonna give you all the other registration pages, and we're going to explore, okay? We're going to explore how to set up your automated webinar. I'm going to show you how to set your webinar up next week. How many of you are excited about this? I am thrilled because next week I get to dive in on how to set this up. How do you set this automatic machine that's just there running, building rapport, making sales? It's just, next week's gonna be fun, okay? So I'm excited about it. Hope you're excited about it. I wish I could do it all in 1 week, but then I don't know that the retention would be there, right? So let's talk real fast about this page. This is your Student Resource Center. If you're new, this is where you go to get all the cool stuff that we give you and provide for you as Success Connection students, okay? If you're not a member of Partner with Anthony, you can click this link. You'll be able to become a member of Partner with Anthony. If you are not a member of our Facebook group, you need to be. Our Facebook group has 19,000 members. They're all helping each other. Our support is in there. Matt is in there. All kinds of people in there. All you got to do is click right here to join, and you can join our Facebook group completely free. You should do it tonight, okay? Also, follow me on YouTube, okay? Follow me on YouTube. There's a link right here to click to follow me on YouTube. I will click it and see what happens. When you click this link, it takes you to YouTube. It will let you subscribe to my channel. Just click subscribe because you want to subscribe to my channel. Allow me to make this be quiet. Once you do that, I have some videos in here. I have the affiliate marketing videos. I have the digital marketing videos. And then I have the Unlock Success podcast. Here's how this works. If you watch those videos, you leave me comments and you like them, okay? As well as subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. What we're gonna do is we're gonna build a business. We're gonna pick somebody that's gonna be a winner. We're gonna build you a business. We're gonna run the ads to it. We're gonna make it profitable. We're gonna give it to you completely free. All of that just for watching really cool, good training, education, and things that can truly help you to be more successful online. All that is free content, right? So subscribe to my YouTube channel, watch the videos. All right, last thing before I let you guys go, you have to have ClickFunnels in order to get this page and all of these pages here that I just bought tonight. They're all built in ClickFunnels, every one of these, all of these. You'll get all of these for free next week. But the only way that you can get those pages for free next week is if you have ClickFunnels. So we have a free trial to ClickFunnels for you right here. You can sign up for ClickFunnels completely free for 2 weeks and just keep it if in fact you actually love it and use it and you build your business and all that stuff and you're rock and rolling, then awesome, okay? You'll be able to have this completely free. I think you'll love it. I know we love it. All of our students love it. It's the only way for us to give you free things, okay? For instance, this is Russell Brunson, the owner of ClickFunnels, built out a free book funnel for you, okay? If you click these download buttons, you can get this entire business that Russell Brunson himself built, right? You can get it for free, but you gotta have ClickFunnels in order for it to download into your account. So if you're a new student, you don't have ClickFunnels, please do yourself a favor, get ClickFunnels now, do it tonight so that you have it, you can get all the assets to your business and you'll be ready next week when we release all of these pages that we just spent $500, $600 on, and you're gonna get them free next week, okay? So super important, get ClickFunnels if you don't have it. Then scroll all the way down, okay? All the way down. And you can go right here to your opt-in page and your thank you page. You click this button right here to download, and what that's gonna do is that's gonna download this page for you, and it's gonna download this page for you. Basically, this whole funnel right here will download for you, and it'll download in just seconds, okay? And it's yours completely free. Now, if you're a new student and you'd like to have all the other businesses we've built for you guys, you can have those too. Look, here's your lead in business. Just click all these download buttons and you instantly get all of this for free, okay? Look, that's 1 business, 2 businesses, 3 businesses, 4 businesses, 5 businesses, 6 businesses. Let's see, won't count that because that one's one you actually have to pay for. 7 businesses, 8 businesses, 9 businesses, 9 belt. Wait, we've got basically this is the solo ads workshop, so that could be considered 10. And then you've got all these other funnels, and then Russell's 11 plus businesses we've built for you guys completely free. But here's the thing: tonight at midnight, these links quit working. What that means is you can't download any of this after tonight at midnight. So what you need to do right now, when I give you the link to this page, is you need to go to this page. You need to make sure you've joined our Facebook group. You need to get ClickFunnels if you don't have it, and you need to download all of these free businesses tonight before midnight. How many of you are with me? Just say yes. I was racing to try to keep this webinar to an hour for you guys tonight. I know you're all excited about July 4th and all the craziness that probably will ensue and happen. So I didn't want to keep you too long, but man, I'm always excited about it. You just have no clue how excited I am about doing this stuff. This is just like, I know where the money's at online, and it's in what I'm teaching you right now. All right, to get to that resource page so that you can download all those funnels for free, okay? You got to go to this link right here, go.thesc.com/funnel, and you've got to put in the password that I set earlier today, and that password is thanks, THANKS, because we're building a thank you page. We gave you a thank you page, so hey, thanks. And then also I thought about it, and I'm like, man, I'm really thankful that you guys are spending time with me and listening to what I have to say, and all the comments and reviews that you left me last week. I think it may have sent that organization into overdrive. They basically reached out to us and said they have to verify that they're all real and that I never asked for positive reviews, which I did not. I said, leave me an honest review. I said, leave me a transparent review. If we suck, tell us we suck. If we're great, tell us in your own words how great we are. I never asked for only positive reviews. I think the problem is all I got was positive reviews. And so now it's all under internal review. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm so thankful for all of you for your support, your showing up and your dedication to what we teach. I'm just thrilled to be able to help you. So what I want you to do is go to this link. It's go.thesc.com/funnel, type in the password thanks. And then when you get here to this page, just take all the actions you need to take. We've gone over them, right? Join our Facebook group, follow me on YouTube if you're not already. Get ClickFunnels, it's a free trial. Click the button, fill out a few things, get it, okay? Get it now, don't procrastinate. And then download all the free businesses that you could possibly have and want, right? But then make sure that you download the very last one, the auto webinar business. Download this one so that you're ready and prepared for next week. And then of course, super, super important that you guys do your homework for next week, okay? And that is, I want you to build your own thank you page. We're gonna buy 5 of those at $25. Build your own registration page. So we're gonna give you a bunch of registration pages. We're gonna buy 5 of those at $100. And then we are gonna go through setting up your own webinar, your own automatic webinar, an automated webinar next week. It's gonna blow your mind. You guys are gonna freak out about this. It's gonna be epic. I do not want you to miss it. So put it on your calendar, have fun, have a great 4th of July. Please stay safe, mask up, stay inside, stay with family and friends and things like that, but be safe, right? Crazy times that we're living in, but trust me, we want to live through them, right? So do your part and stay safe. I always tell you, have a fun weekend, have a great weekend. I always say, have a safe weekend. And most importantly, do a little something this weekend that other people aren't doing. Focus on your business, and I guarantee it'll give you the edge to have massive success. Next week, do not miss the setup of your own automatic webinar. It's going to be amazing. Look, leave me some feedback in the Facebook group. I'm gonna hop off here to see what my wife is doing, and then I'm gonna be in the Facebook group. What I want you to do is leave me a rating tonight, 1 through 10. How excited are you about next week and about this week and what we're doing? Leave me a rating. 1 means not so much, 10 means awesomely excited. We're gonna randomly select somebody and give away $200 cash inside of our Facebook group. If you're not a member, join. I'll see you there in just a little while. Take care, everybody. Have a safe weekend. I'll see you next week right here, same place, same time on the Success Connection. Goodbye.